Okay, and the last speaker for today, we have Jurgita Lemešiūtė-Frejienė, and she's the managing partner of People Link. She is going to tell you how to attract and select the top talent people for your startup. And after her presentation, we will have the beginning of the discussion. So just stay tuned. And now,
nice to see that many people that are interested in team building and recruiting the best people. I remember when I started quite a few years ago my career in recruitment. I remember all the managers being so big fuss about the finance, the strategy, the business planning, and more managers are looking into how to find the best people, and I guess my colleagues before said the same. So I will go through a more practical steps that can help every one of you to create a job advertisement, to attract the best people that you want to attract, to how to point to the right direction, and so on. But can I ask how many of you have already hired people for your team and went through all this recruitment process already? Can you raise your hands? Oh, so about 50, okay. So I hope you will learn something new. So to start with, what is very important to think of when you start the recruitment process and when you have already the position to fill, it's to think about what is the market situation for that kind of people at the moment, you know, in the country or in the region, and so on. So do we have a talent surplus strategy, talent surplus situation, when we have a lot of people that are standing behind your door, as many managers think? Or do we have a talent scarcity situation? And that really should, based on that, you should decide what strategy to choose and how to approach the people, how to prepare for your for the whole process. So for talent surplus strategy, when we have a lot of candidates in the market, let's say we talk about, I don't know, the office administrator position or an accountant position that you would regularly receive a lot of applications just by posting the job advertisements. So the standard advertisement works, and actually it reaches only 17% of the potential candidates. So what is very important to realize when you're looking for people and you're posting an advertisement anywhere in the internet, you cannot expect that the people that apply are the market situation. They are only the 17% of the people in average that actually going through the job advertisements and so on. So it does help for easy positions, and that would sometimes managers say that, our clients say that, you know, there's no good enough employees in Lithuania. And then we say, why do you think so? And they say, well, we posted an ad and we only received 1 or 2 good candidates. That means that the situation is very bad, right? But what they don't realize that they only select the best out of the people that apply. Yeah, so they just eliminating the worst candidates from the applicants. So what is the talent scarcity strategy, or what would be the best strategy to work, is actively approaching the candidates, and we call them passive candidates. So they might be people who are not looking for a job, but they might have a thought at the back of their head that they maybe would be ready for some challenges and then so on. So that kind of people usually don't browse the job advertisements. So it's very important to prepare the strategy right, so you can reach them and you can target them properly. And what really helps, and the word that we use a lot, is the EVP, and it's so-called employer value proposition. How many of you have heard of that? Nice. So it's like we always say that, and I guess that what was mentioned by Justas and Monica is what the company has to offer, what the person, why the person would have to join your team. So what is very important to start with, and what we always tell our clients to start it, is what we want, what kind of people we want. What answer do we always hear? And I guess 99% of the answer would be that we want the top half of the top half people, right? So this is all what Justas said and Monica said, that everybody wants this 25% of the best, right? So we don't want the people who are not successful, we don't want the people who are averagely successful, we always want the people who are the best, and we call them achievers or talents or any name you name it. What's the problem then? If we know what we want, then of course maybe it's not that bad, but 100% of the companies want those 25%, right? So what we face today in the market, and especially in IT markets and some tech companies, that those 25% of the people are the most wanted, you know, and then you have to compete not only with your product, not only with the prices, with your competitors in the market and business, but you compete with other employers as well. That means that your value proposition has to be better, or maybe not better, but better targeted to the people that you want. And this 25%, I only say roughly, right? This is only a model. Justas mentioned the 2%. Again? I'm so sorry to again disturb you. The police is here now. Two other cars, CEB 421 and BMW GEH 325. So we, what is very important is to define what is the perfect candidate for you, and then we can go through what the perfect candidate wants. And of course, people who look for a job or not looking for a job, but most of them work, what we see and what we hear when we speak with the candidates, the top people, they're not interested in lateral transfers. So they wouldn't just change the job for the same position, for the same kind of product, for even if it's a higher salary, they just wouldn't do that. Because they're successful at what they do, and they're usually valued by their company. So what they would move for, they would move if it was a career move, if it was more interesting, if it was something greater. And that's why a lot of companies really over-rely on job descriptions, because what most of the companies do, they would just put that you have to do this and that, you have to have these and these skills, and then we hire you, right? But what they don't realize is that it's just and they usually require the same kind of experience of people that to do the same kind of job, yeah? So I really agree with Monica when she said that sometimes the best people may not have the same kind of experience, but they might have the talent. And I'll speak a little bit later about how to evaluate that. Of course, we have to ask why would this top person in the market would want the job you're offering. And usually those motivators as we separate them, it can be internal or external, and then internal would be they would want to learn, do, and become someone, right? And then external, what impact can they make on the company, on the customer, on the society? And I guess Justus just gave us a very nice case on that, how this can be put as in a proposal. That you're not coming to write a code for an e-commerce platform. You're literally coming to change the world and to make people use the pre-loved things and so on. Yeah, so that is the difference. What is important as well is like naming the position, or even putting all these sentences in the job offer. It's like using the same keywords that this person would use, right? It's, I'm sure a lot about all of you know the SEO stuff. It's like how to put the keywords and so on. And what the circle of the person, and is the candidate active or passive, and so on. So how to do all this, how to practically do this is like, usually we would start with the job description, and then what is very important is to realize what is the success factor and what this person has to do to achieve those things. And this is how you get to the EVP as what the person gets, what he becomes in the long term, right? So usually we start from the job description, and then only when people start to work for us, we try to explain to them what they can do and so on, and then maybe this person can realize in the meanwhile what does he get from the company. What we're saying is best. It's like, don't use the job descriptions. Use the performance profile and the EVP as the job description doesn't really take you anywhere. So if you would tell this person, and I would say we have to start with the EVP. So you can say you can state in your job offer that, for example, we're looking for somebody who wants to become a part of this team that changes the world and so on, yeah? And then what this person has to do. So if you're able to build a team or finish this project or analyze the market and give some useful insights for the team, yeah? And then of course we can mention we would wish that you have a 3 years experience in maybe developing or something like that. But even if you don't and you think you can do that, then come and talk to us and we'll see, yeah? So always start with the EVP, the value proposition for the person, then what the person has to do, and only then what the person has to have. And in this we can really challenge the people, we can engage the top talents that are really interested in something more, something bigger, challenging. And companies really face some problems sometimes when we ask them, we say, what's the value for the candidate to work for your company? Sometimes they cannot even answer this question for themselves. But that really, put your team together, speak about that with your team, and I'm sure you will come up with some things. So when giving the offer to the candidate, either as an ad or as an email or as a phone call, start with the future, then talk about the present, and only last about the past. And just very briefly how we select the candidates, we use this formula when you have all the top people in the room, what to pay attention to. And these are some core competences that really matters for any position, either if you talk about the secretary or you talk about the general manager. So the talent is the technical skills, the literal competences that help person to do the job that you're looking for. So if it's HR, then HR processes, if it's marketing, So marketing or creativity and so on. Management is the core ability to organize yourself, right? There are people who organize and there are people who are not organized, yeah? So it's very important meeting the deadlines and so on. Team, how the person deals with the team and what is his thinking potential or analytical thinking, and there's a lot of tools for that. Of course, person has to match the company culture, the management, and the most important thing is motivation. The more person wants the job, the better the person will be in the job. And it's very, thinking that the motivation is not important causes the biggest troubles in the companies. Because they would want the top people, but they're not so sure if they would like the job or not, and then the problems come. So I will just jump to the finalization of some tips and tricks that I already said, but so just remember not to use the wrong strategy for finding the right people, right? If we have and the circle strategy will not work in the scarcity situation, so that's very important to understand. Understand your candidates, what they want, yeah? Turn your job into a career. Don't offer people jobs, offer them a career, offer them an opportunity to put an impact on something. And of course, use the communication channels actively, because if the best people can't see your ads, it doesn't matter what you're offering. It doesn't matter at all. So don't rely on just job portals or anything. Use all your network, your employees, your friends, LinkedIn, Facebook, everything. Yeah? And don't forget the candidate experience. And this is the very last note. A lot of companies do. They would run 50 people through recruitment process and wouldn't even give them a feedback on how they succeeded. And then what happens? Like after 2 years, we come again to approach the same people for the same company, because the Lithuanian market is very small, as we all know. And they say, no, I wasted 3-4 hours 2 years ago on this company, and they wouldn't even give me a feedback. And I will not go and meet the company again. So this is very important. So your employer brand, your reputation in the market is good, and you're wanted as an employer. So I guess that's it for now.
Yes, thank you.